Hey, this is Pamela Riemenschneider, and I have Greg Johnson here, and I'm back in my office. Amazing. For the Produce Reporter Week in Review. Greg, what happened while I was out?
Well, one of the biggest companies in the produce industry got sued for over $1 billion by some of its growers. That seemed like kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. It was kind of a big story for us this week. Good job on breaking that for the produce industry. We also, you spent some time talking with Doug Nelson, our Vice President of Trading Assistance, about exactly, we can all go in and read lawsuit documents, and sometimes it sounds like when you read this language, it can be pretty charged, and but Doug kind of broke it down for you. So what are some of the key points of the allegations from these growers?
Well, first of all, let's tell people what we're talking about. C.H. Robinson was sued by a handful of its growers in what is supposed to be a class action lawsuit, and they're seeking over $1 billion for various allegations. The original story we have, which you can see on our site, has some background on the suit and has a statement from C.H. Robinson denying most of the claims, and then a short interview with the attorney representing the growers. And then I've subsequently followed that up with Doug Nelson, who is our vice president, and he's in charge of our trading assistance group. So he deals with all the complaints within the industry and with Blue Book. And so he had a look at the 66-page lawsuit that we link to also. And he kind of spells out in our second story, the explainer story, what's at stake. And I won't do it justice, because Doug has a background in PACA, but I would say the best way I can explain it is that the growers are charging C.H. Robinson with, in addition to doing the sales of their product, they also did the transportation, and they are alleged to have mixed up some of the fees in that and not been transparent with it. So the allegation would be that they charge growers more for their product than they should have. I mean, that's the easiest way. I would say a reader should look through some of Doug's points, and it would be a much better way to understand what's going on in this lawsuit if you do not want to read 66 pages written by attorneys.
Yeah, for sure.
But some of the allegations written by the attorneys are pretty spectacular. For instance, the lawsuit alleges that C.H. Robinson skimmed money from its growers to pay for its pink ribbon anti-cancer charitable work, which is quite a salacious allegation.
Yeah, for sure. It's there's a whole lot of stuff wrapped up in this, and it's, C.H. Robinson is a worldwide company and is one of the largest in the produce industry, especially when you combine the freight brokerage with the sales agent for grower shippers. So this could have impacts. More people could join the class action, of course, if they how we don't even know how far the statute of limitations runs on some of this stuff, I'm guessing, and how many other growers could join in on the lawsuit.
Yeah, we have no idea, and it's really at the beginning of the legal procedure. In fact, C.H. Robinson doesn't even have to respond to this first filing until the first week of March. So we are truly at the beginning of this. We have no idea, and to our audience, of course, we would not pick a side. We don't have anything except for what the allegations are. So who knows which direction is going to go?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, on a different note, you had a story that did very well this week. It's a bittersweet story. It's a really funny story about Pamela's personality. And if anyone's seen you at a trade show, they've probably seen you in your fancy shoes. Either your Converse All-Stars or your Doc Martens and Avocado Leggings. And there's a kind of a bittersweet story behind that a lot of people saw on our site.
Yeah, and it made me, I was really thinking of it as I was sitting through the opening session of Brandstorm, where the author of a book called Show Your Ink was telling us that our messages have to be authentic to, and he gave us a story of how he was businessy, and he was meeting with an old friend wearing this super buttoned up blazer, felt like he really knocked it out of the park in some meetings. And this friend said, "Why are you wearing this blazer? This isn't you." And this kind of goes along with why I started wearing goofy leggings. And, I've been in the produce industry for coming on 15 years now. I've been a professional in my career for a little bit longer than that. And um, business casual doesn't come naturally. I am much more comfortable in some kind of produce chachi. I'm looking around my desk here to see what I've got around here. I got pineapples and stuff, but I have a pair of famous avocado leggings, and I'm actually on my third pair of them, and they came from a friend of mine. And every time I tell this story, it makes me smile because they came in an unmarked envelope. There was no return address on them, and all that was in there was this beautiful pair of avocado leggings. And I was a little nervous to wear them out of the house at first because I wasn't really a leggings person. But I just sucked it up and wore them to Southern Exposure back in 2017. And the number of people who stopped me and, number one, asked me where I got them, thought I worked for avocado companies if they didn't know me already, and just said, "I love your leggings," inspired me to start trick-or-treating trade show booths at the end of a trade show for avocados. And everyone who tells me they like my pants on the way home, I reach in the bag and hand them an avocado. This person who sent me this random bag of, awesome, sadly passed away on Friday. Her name was Jen Polson, and she worked for Frida's and Oppie and AMC Direct up in the Northeast. She was married to a delightful guy in the produce industry, Kurt Gibson, and so she had kept her battle with cancer private, and a lot of us in the produce industry were kind of surprised to see her go. And I wore the leggings yesterday, and I will keep wearing the leggings because they just bring joy to everyone's life, just like Jen did.
Yeah, that's kind of a sad story. I know you've heard from people in the industry who knew her and know you, and I guess that goes along to the idea that the produce industry is kind of a big small town where we all look out for each other, and none of us seem to figure out a way to leave.
Yeah, and you only see each other every couple of months or maybe once a year. But every time you see somebody, it's like a reunion, and we're so close to each other. And then when something like this happens, it reaches pretty far. So I know she was a pretty young gal, and a lot of people will miss her. So it just kind of is an inspiration to be yourself, be authentic, and wear your version of avocado leggings.
Yeah. Well, I guess my version is to always dress like I'm about to go play golf.
For sure.
Or my team just won a major title or something.
You and my son, athletic gear for life.
Right.
All right, well, that's it for the Produce Reporter Week in Review. If you are not getting the Produce Reporter newsletter, you need to go to producebluebook.com and sign up.